Hi, this is Jeanne-Marie with Keller Williams on the Outer Banks, and this is the story behind the sale of 25 Spindrift in Southern Shores. So this was a very unique sale with a lot of unique factors going into it, including the gorilla in the room, which was the pool in the backyard that was so far gone that it needed to either be removed and replaced or removed and filled in. And not only was it not working, but it was legit growing a pond out of it. Yes, the pool had a pond growing on top of it. So we needed to factor that into the price, and a buyer was going to factor that into their offer. So rather than them come down on us and price for it, we're gonna price it accordingly. So anytime you have a home like this that needs a ton of work, your best strategy as a seller is to sell it as is and price accordingly, knowing you're selling as is, because you don't want a buyer going under contract and thinking they're gonna be able to have a home inspection done and charge you for all those repairs. It's just not gonna happen. There's just gonna be too much. So you need to price it for people to know this is as is, you're buying it like you see it. Welcome to get a home inspection, but we're not going to give you any money towards repairs. So we needed to price it that way, which was a little bit tough to do because it was hard to find a property with that much land in that state, but that's my job and that's what I did. So we decided we were going to price it a little bit low because in addition to all the work it needed is that we have 6 people living in the home, 4 adults and 2 kids. We had to come up with a strategy so that their lives weren't completely turned upside down during this process. And the more people I can get in that house to show it, the higher the chance it's gonna sell for more. So we had to come up with a strategy to get people in there and to not completely inconvenience the sellers and especially those kids. So what we decided to do was list it right before the weekend. Sellers were able to go take their kids, stay with relatives, so the home was completely vacant, which allowed me to then blast as much marketing as I could to get as many realtors and their clients in that house during that 3-day window as I possibly could. We had something silly like 66 showings over those 3 days, and the sellers were not inconvenienced at all. It worked out really well. Second thing we wanted to do is in these situations where you have a house that is priced very low compared to others around it, and it needs a lot of work, people are going to underestimate the amount of work it needs. They're gonna think it's not as bad as it is, go see the home, walk one step through the door and go, oh my God, this is too much work. And I don't want that to happen because anytime they do that, if I have to coordinate a showing with my sellers, that's gonna waste everybody's time. So what I decided to do was walk through the house with my iPhone and do a walking tour pointing out everything I knew that was good and bad about the home. I did not brand it. It did not have my name on it. It did not have my firm name on it. I wanted to be able to take this walkthrough so that if a realtor came to me and said, Jeanne-Marie, I have interested buyers. They want to see this house tomorrow. Can you make it happen? I would say, absolutely. How about this? I'm going to send you this 7-minute video where I walk through the house. Doesn't have anything about me. Have your folks take a look at it, and if they still want to come view it, we'll make it happen. And it worked. So many times the agents said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's way too much work for my buyers. You saved everybody time. And that was the plan. So I think a combination of pricing it for an as-is sale, getting the sellers to have a plan to vacate so we could show it as much as possible, and prepping the realtors and their clients for how much work it needed really paid off. So we ended up getting, I think, 9 or 10 offers in, all said and done, and that house closed. I'd say almost without a hitch. There was a small hitch. At one point we thought the appraiser was going to require the pool to be removed, but that ended up not being a condition. So the buyers needed to replace a couple deck boards, remove stuff out of the gutters, a couple small fixes, and that was that. And they even allowed the sellers to rent the house back for a few days while they transitioned their belongings to their new home. So it was a win-win, and I'm really proud of how we handled it. And that is the story behind that sale. I don't remember if I said it, but it sold for $70,000 more than the asking price. Sellers are incredibly excited. Buyers are even more excited. They see the value. They know they're gonna put a ton of money into it, but when they take their purchase price with the amount of money they think they're gonna put into it, they're gonna come ahead by, I would say, 6 figures. So anyway, there you have it. If you're thinking of buying, selling, come talk to me. I'd love to talk strategy with you.
Bye.